What if I told you that Israel and Iran were once secret allies, not just neutral, not distant, but strategic partners who traded oil, intelligence, and military support? So, how did two countries go from cooperation to one of the most dangerous rivalries on earth? Today, we break down the historical roots of the Israel-Iran conflict, from friendship to revolution to proxy war, and now the shadow of a nuclear standoff. On minimal studio set, with coffee talk, end card visible, soft 3-point lighting. Before 1979, Iran and Israel weren't enemies. They were quiet partners. Under Shah Mohammad, Reza Pahlavi, Iran recognized Israel supplied it with oil, cooperated on military and intelligence operations. Why? Because both countries shared common enemies: Arab nationalist regimes, Soviet influence during the Cold War. Israel even saw Iran as part of a periphery alliance strategy, building ties with non-Arab states to counter hostile neighbors. And here's the twist. Even after the 1979 revolution, Israel still secretly supported Iran during the Iran-Iraq War because Iraq was seen as the bigger threat. So clearly, this conflict wasn't unavoidable. Then something changed drastically. Everything changed in 1979. The Iranian Revolution kicked out the Shah and put in his place a religious government led by Ayatollah Khomeini, and overnight, Iran cut off all ties with Israel. The Israeli embassy in Tehran was shut down. Israel was called an enemy of Islam. This wasn't just about politics, it was about beliefs. The new government saw Israel as a sign of Western influence, a colonial presence in the Middle East, an illegitimate state that shouldn't exist. From this point on, Iran didn't just oppose Israel. It made opposing Israel a core part of its identity. And that's when the rivalry truly begins. Instead of a direct war, Iran chose a smarter but more dangerous plan. They decided to fight Israel without directly fighting them. Iran started building a group of allies, which is now called the Axis of Resistance. The main groups in this axis are Hezbollah in Lebanon, Hamas in Gaza, and other armed groups in Iraq, Syria, and Yemen. Iran didn't just support these groups. They helped create them and gave them weapons. For example, Iran helped start Hezbollah in the 1980s to fight Israel in Lebanon. They've also given money and training to groups that attack Israel for many years. Why does this matter? Because it lets Iran put pressure on Israel from many sides, avoid a big war, grow its power all over the region. Meanwhile, Israel fights back with air attacks in Syria, targeted killings, cyber warfare. This is what experts call a shadow war, a war without official declarations, but with real effects. Now we're getting into the most dangerous part of this rivalry, Iran's nuclear program. Since the early 2000s, Iran has been trying to get nuclear technology, which they say is for peaceful energy. But Israel sees it very differently. For Israel, a nuclear-armed Iran isn't just a threat. It's a danger to their very existence. Why? Iran funds groups that attack Israel. Iranian leaders have called for Israel to be wiped out. A nuclear weapon could completely change the balance of power. This fear has led to cyber attacks like the Stuxnet virus, targeting Iranian facilities, assassinations of nuclear scientists, airstrikes on suspected nuclear sites. Meanwhile, international sanctions have crushed Iran's economy, costing hundreds of billions in lost revenue, and yet the program continues. Today, the Israel-Iran conflict isn't just about two countries, it's spread across the entire Middle East. Lebanon, Hezbollah versus Israel, Syria, Iranian bases versus Israeli airstrikes, Gaza, Hamas conflicts, Yemen and Iraq, Iranian-backed militias. This is no longer a rivalry, it's a regional power struggle. And in recent years, it has escalated even further. Missile exchanges, direct hits, open confrontation, replacing secrecy. What was once a shadow war is slowly growing into something much bigger. So, why are Israel and Iran rivals? It comes down to four key forces: a dramatic change in beliefs after 1979, Iran's strategy of fighting through others, the high-stakes nuclear threat, and a growing regional battlefield. But maybe the most important lesson is this: this conflict isn't old. It's not unavoidable. And it didn't have to happen. Because history shows us something amazing. These two nations were once partners. And understanding how that changed might be the only way to understand where this conflict goes next. If you want more deep breakdowns like this, raw, honest, and unfiltered, subscribe to Coffee Talk, because the truth is always more complicated than the headlines.